The AFC arms race is out of control. The free agency frenzy in football continues, while there's a bit more of a deliberately modest start to offseason action in Foxboro. The Celtics can't be stopped. You got red hot spring training socks. Butler is back, and so much more with Fitzy and Dakota today on the latest episode of the Swing Juice Sports Drop. I needed a little bit more of that music considering that it's miserably misty outside. My least favorite kinds of days. Those early spring, sideways rain, cold and 40. Whatever, I'd rather have my arms around a different kind of 40. But it's early yet. What's up, folks? Your old pal Nick Fitzy Stevens here, alongside my co-host with the co-most. He's the CEO, president, and the big man on campus for swingjuice.com, fantasy, spin, and so much more. He's a bad boy from Braintree, a smart ass from the South Shore. Say hello, everybody, to your old pal, Steve Dakota Happas. What up, Dakota?
What's up, Fitzy? How you doing? And talk about this weather. It was howling, and hey, at least it wasn't snow in Braintree today. So, and I wasn't sure if you knew, but yesterday there was helicopters and state police all over Braintree. They were looking for a gun in Sunset Lake from a murder from 2 years ago. So Braintree was torn upside down with like the deep sea team.
Wait, you're kidding me? Like we're talking like Mystic River left. Like they were divers in Sunset Lake, which technically like isn't really a lake. No kidding. Whoa, my hometown has lost its mind. Speaking of things losing its mind, let's talk AFC free agency frenzy and so much more. But first, because I am the biggest believer and shall we say the most primary Patriots proponent, loving my alliteration today, of what I call sports serotonin, Dakota. I just want to hit you with this before everyone freaks out about Tyreek to the Dolphins. Oh no, what's Belichick doing? I just want to hit you guys with this.
Second and goal. Baldwin sets up on the left. Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal. Malcolm Butler, who almost made the phenomenal play that wound up in Percy's arms. There are flags on the field for celebration.
You know, I'll never get tired of that play. It is still, to me, the single greatest interception in NFL history. It's the greatest play in Patriots history. It's the greatest play in Super Bowl. I think it's the greatest play in football history. And I can't tell you what Malcolm Butler, homecoming and having the most unlikely of reunions, is going to be able to do for the 2022 Patriots and beyond. All I know is this. I still get goosebumps every time I watch it, whether or not it's on a Throwback Thursday, Dakota. I'm so happy that he's back because, A, we need warm bodies in the secondary. B, it looks like he's pretty fit. And C, from all accounts, and according to Mike Giardi, he's happy to be back, happy to have a job, and happy to have a homecoming and a reunion with Belichick, which completely dispels the entire Belichick and Butler hate each other. It's all miserable in Foxboro. Like, this is the first good little bit of news that we've had all offseason long for the Patriots. And I know everyone else is loading up, but I'm happy Butler is back.
Yeah, no, I can't agree. You know, there's probably maybe 3, right? You'd have to add in the Vinatieri snowball kick. But if you were to rank the top 3 moments in Patriots history, Vinatieri's kick was huge, no doubt about it, okay? But it doesn't mean that they were going to win a Super Bowl, right? Edelman's catch, phenomenal. If he doesn't make it, they may not win that game and win the Super Bowl.
May not win that game.
May not.
Dude, think about it. Just, again, not to go too deep down the wormhole, but this literally sealed the first Super Bowl victory for the Patriots in 10 years. It ended one dynasty's, like Brady's true nickname is the Dynasty Killer. This ended the burgeoning Seattle Seahawks Legion of Boom dynasty. Reversed all fortunes for the Patriots after they were about to lose their 3rd straight Super Bowl to a crazy bananas last-second bomb-ass throw. Like, to me, it's inarguable that it's the biggest play in franchise history.
And you know why I think it's the biggest? Because we saw the preparation during practice, how they were saying, you know what, here's how we're going to practice that goal line if they're in this set. The Edelman one, the Edelman one, the Vinatieri one, there's not that extra buildup because it's a normal route. It's a normal play, right? It's just like, hey, we're coming back, we're slinging it, and we're slinging the ball around. We either make the field goal or not. But the Butler play, as great as it was in real time, which we thought that Seattle was so stupid, which they may have been, that we got lucky that Butler made that play. But it wasn't about luck. That's what added, I think, more to that being the best play ever, is the preparation that went in the film from over top where they're showing it, him and Browner, trying to bump off the receiver to make sure they undercut it. That's what made it, I think, the greatest play in NFL history. It has to be ranked number one. So I'm happy that Butler's back. I'm also glad that he's back to dispel all those crazy, stupid rumors that were out there about Belichick and Butler and this and that.
Why did things fall apart? Why? I mean, literally, we've all been making the same stupid jokes of what's in a Twinkie? Where's Jimmy Hoffa buried? What happened to, what happened to Butler in Super Bowl 52? And I've heard multiple different stories as to why he didn't play. Yesterday, you dropped the bomb on Twitter saying that there was something involving some sort of a head injury of some kind that wasn't listed. I don't know. I'm not corroborating. Don't anyone hold me or Dakota to this. You only can relay what you heard and who you believe and how much you trust that source. And I know you wouldn't with your name on the line, which is only as good as a nice golf shirt and a good bar pizza.
I think if you look at it, right, from the standpoint, if you go back and look at the timeline, he got sick, right? Couldn't fly with the team. Those things all line up with someone that suffered a head injury. Whether it was a full concussion or not, there was some type of head injury that I was told that Butler got during the week leading up or the previous week. There are reports now that are coming out. Maybe that I exposed it because this was never talked about, Fitzy. Out of all the rumors that were out there, no one mentioned a potential head injury. And people are saying on Twitter and this and that, well, he wouldn't addressed. No, the reason they didn't put him in a concussion protocol was because so he could dress and they could evaluate him on game day without the league getting involved, right? If he was having headaches or a head injury, and go out there and play. And maybe they realized right away that he couldn't perform. So I don't want to hear all this thing, well, he wouldn't address, they would have sat them in the day and age of concussions. Listen, whether it was a real concussion or a head injury, there was obviously something going on where they dressed him. They were hoping that he was going to play and perform, and then Belichick made a game-time decision after they sent him out there that, Malcolm, you're not right, whatever it is, we can't have you out there. End of story. And that's it. And I think we'd been okay if they would have revealed that early on.
Well, and you don't know if something was or wasn't reported and where it could have gone, and if they were going to get themselves in any trouble with that. Mike Giardi, he gets a second name drop. He gets a free shirt from Swing Juice, I guess. Giardi said all season long that once they signed Gilmore and he didn't get his contract extension, that he was one of the most checked out players that he had ever seen. Butler was just he was going through the motions all season long. He didn't have a good year. He was lousy in the playoffs leading up to that. Leading up to Super Bowl 52.
in that championship game.
Yeah, he actually kind of got his lunch eaten a little bit in Super Bowl 51 as well. He was a fine cornerback one the year after Super Bowl 49. He made a name for himself, household name and hero regionally forever, right? I didn't need him to be Ty Law 2.0. He made an incredible play and then he contributed to the team. It was just such an inglorious finish at the time for a guy who made such a massive impact on all of us. Don't forget, by the way, when that play happened, as you outlined earlier, we get to see in the Do Your Job special, Ernie Adams recognizing the play, running it in practice, Garoppolo burning Butler on that in cut, and then Browner making the recognition and sending Butler over. So many pieces had to come together. But when they won that, in addition to ending the decade freeze for the Patriots and restarting the second half of the double dynastic run, we were all miserable. Oh, I guess it's time for your snack.
And that's correct. So for some of you that know, I get interrupted. Even if I mute my phone, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I wear a wearable Dexcom. This thing overrides my mutes. It tells me my blood sugars are low, and I have to take some Gatorade to
There
bring
you
me
go.
back up.
I
So I don't
noticed-
pass out. So I don't pass out on Fitzy, and all of a sudden this becomes like a viral live Dakota's
Right.
dead that
Oh,
everybody can be
no.
happy about.
So you get your Gatorade. I see the nice product placement of the Planters peanuts behind you in the background. Always got to have a quality snack on hand. Always. But don't forget, like, do you remember how miserable that winter was too? Like, there was like 7 feet of snow outside. People were all ice dammed up. Like, the general mood in New England and all over Pat's Nation, but especially in the region, was that of abject misery. And for Butler to make that play and cement his name in, Fox in NFL infamy, but also to become a hero forever in Pat's Nation, like, it's not to be overlooked. And as desperate as the Patriots, now let's cut to the now. As desperate as the Pats may be at cornerback, losing J.C. Jackson, Gilmore long gone, etc. John Jones coming back. Okay, we have never seen much from Sean Wade. Okay, they signed Terrence Mitchell from the discount bin. Okay, but Malcolm Butler, if he can come in, and it looks like they're probably going to be playing like zone this year, I imagine.
And we
right?
mentioned it the
A lot
last
of
time.
zone.
They're going
We
to
did
have to
mention-
play
yeah,
more
they're gonna have
zone
to.
because of the scrambling quarterbacks. You're going to need more zone.
Yes, exactly. This is not just, hey, I'm not gonna. We're not paying you, J.C. Jackson. It's, look, I got other places I got to put my money. I got a lot of other business to do in this team. I've said before. I've said it on the radio. I said it with you last week. I'll say it again. I think 2022 is a stay competitive while still developing and really building for a long, long-term future. You'll get faster at linebacker. The secondary is going to shift, and it'll be a last go-around for White, for Slater, for McCourty, maybe even Hightower, to like pass the torch of knowledge. Like, this is how Bill does it. This is how we do it around here. Okay, kids, 2023 and beyond, now it's your show. So Butler, great tackler, fundamentally sound, looks like he's in phenomenal shape. How do you go wrong on a 2-year, $9 million deal for somebody like that to come back to town?
Yeah, I mean, and we also talked about it that I didn't want them. They weren't going to overspend again and be the first ones to sign draft, free agents like last time. I'm okay with picking things up at low cost that can fill in. We talked about it last week with Jamison Crowder. I want a guy like Jamison Crowder. I think the difference between a Jamison Crowder and a Christian Kirk between the money is like this. That's it. It's small. You can still get a guy like Jamison Crowder, who
God,
I
the money
believe
Jacksonville spent on Christian Kirk. What's wrong
listen,
with you?
if you look at the analytics, right, and I wish I had the link because I tweeted out to give it to you. I forget what site it is, but they look at all wide receivers from the slot position. Christian Kirk actually ranked, I think, first or second in all slot receivers from the slot position. Jacoby Myers was like 28th. So there was a huge difference. The Patriots, as we know it, from Troy Brown on up, it's all about production from the slot. That's this offense. So to have a guy like Jacoby Myers, who we all loved, came from nowhere. He was like the offensive Malcolm Butler, basically, without the big play in the Super Bowl.
Undrafted North Carolina State former quarterback turned possession receiver. Yeah.
Yeah. So we all wanted him to make a step up. But
Right.
when you compare his offensive production to the other slot receivers, it was near the bottom. And that's what hurt Mac Jones. That's what hurt this offense. So you get a guy like Jamison Crowder, who was in the top 15, which is a lot better than being in the bottom. I think you can pick him up for something cheap. He was hurt previously. He's been around. He's been in Washington. He was on the Jets. And the Jets can't bring him back. They get Elijah Moore. They re-sign Berrios.
Right.
So to me, Crowder's out there on the market. I hope they're bringing Jamison Crowder to fill that void, and then draft my guy in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round, Calvin Austin, the wide receiver from Memphis, who would be perfect as
that's
well
your
as
guy.
a
That's right.
slot receiver.
Yeah, I think I said it before. I'll say it again. Prioritizing a new slot receiver, backing up James White, getting a 3rd down back. I don't know what the interest level was in Leonard Fournette. I can't imagine that
Maybe they threw him a bone. Maybe Leonard Fournette said, "Hey, can you have us in? We need some leverage." And maybe they said, "You know what? We're okay with having some leverage, giving you some leverage because we need something back maybe later on." Right?
Right. I maybe it was a bit of a back scratch. What if the
Yeah.
Patriots had actually made a competitive offer for Leonard Fournette? Would that have signaled trading Damian Harris because he's going into his.
Yes. I think Damian Harris still
he's
might
an unrestricted
be traded.
free agent. Someone needs another snack. Jeez.
No, it takes a little while for the sugar levels to come up.
Right.
We should have this sponsored by Dexcom.
I was going to say
sensor. That's what we need.
We need Gatorade planners, Dexcom. This is just going to be an hour of sports and sponsors.
So just to give you the visual, so there it is. That's what the Dexcom interface looks like. And it's in the red, and you can kind of see when those levels get below. It kind of alerts you so it can drink some sugar and everything. So right now it's trending sideways. So it'll
Dakota, we've got an update.
Yeah. The Jamison Crowder.
Our pal Eric Candy watching on Facebook. Bad news. Jamison Crowder has signed with the Bills. Son of a bitch!
Did that just happen?
It happened yesterday. It slipped under the
radar.
I
wasn't sure.
It slipped under the radar because we were all drunk on the Tyreek Hill news.
Right.
This is a perfect time. Quick question for you before we get into it's perfect time to transition to the AFC East news.
Yeah.
How would you feel about a Gilmore reunion? Did you see John Jones yesterday? Pat Slot Corner joined Matt Judon. Red sleeves, by the way. My new acronym for him is he's the GMVP. He is the general man. He's the offseason MVP for this team. The way he's been getting after everybody, it's freaking hilarious. But John Jones tweeted at Gilmore like, "Hey, you want to come back, run it back with us?" He's still a free agent. I don't know how much he's looking for. If he came back, I wouldn't say no. But at the same time, at what point?
I think he's going to stay in Carolina. You know, I mean, he wants to live there. His wife wants to live there. This could be just more posturing. You know, maybe it's up between coming back to New England, which he knows, or staying home in Carolina, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Would I accept him back? Hell, I wish. To me, money doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to you, right?
Living the lavish life that I do, obviously.
I mean, Gilmore obviously would be an upgrade in our secondary, right? So why not bring him back if they can sign him? As for Damian Harris, I mean, I'm a big Stevenson fan. I think he could be the next Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, he's that good.
You got to get at least one effing player mispronounced Derrick Henry. I love it.
Derrick Henry. I know. I think
Collins. Derrick Henry.
I know.
You're amazing.
I know. Maybe you can just find more players for me to mispronounce. Like, I'll never forget. I said Case Cunningham instead of Cade Cunningham, who's going to win Rookie of the Year. So what? It was I wouldn't even call it like a Freudian slip because I think my mind just can't process things correctly.
You're a Pat's dad like the rest of us. It's a South Shore thing. So what? Sue me. All right.
Yeah.
So your reaction yesterday when news breaks out of nowhere, it's like one of those I had no idea this was actually an issue. Wait a second. This could happen? Oh, my God, it happened. I remember I'm out for a run yesterday, and I hear on the radio that Tyreek Hill is being shopped, and he may leave the Chiefs and get sent to one of a couple of suitors who have entered an intense and fast-evolving bidding war. Next thing I know, it's down to the Jets and the Dolphins, and lo and behold, before we're all even digesting lunch and thinking of what we're going to have for happy hour or dinner, freaking Tyreek Hill has gone to the Miami Dolphins, boatload of draft picks, whatever.
Yeah.
I love the tweet I saw, the wedding present. The Chiefs look at the AFC West getting better, and their response was to dump their best playmaker. Hell of a wedding gift for Mr. and Mrs. Mahomes. Well, dude, the Miami Dolphins are going to be fast.
I'm not concerned because I hate their quarterback.
All right.
To me, it doesn't bother me with Tyreek going. It actually hurts Kansas City in some way because he was a guy that Mahomes could trust, right? So to me, let him go. But is this the first kind of shoe to fall with the Mahomes huge contract that he signed? And it's starting to rear its heads this season and maybe in future seasons where they now can't retain guys like Tyreek Hill. And now they have to go the Belichick approach. We're trying to pick up receivers, that are lower head, right? Lower cheap. So I think this kind of ties back to the Mahomes contract and why Tyreek Hill is not there.
This guy, huh? No, every time. So I call it the Flacco effect. And I don't mean just standing on your back foot and throwing it as far downfield as you can.
Was he from Delaware? He was a Delaware guy.
He was a Delaware guy. That's right.
Okay.
Flacco, Unibrow, Captain Unibrow.
I'm part of that team. But
I get it.
Every time I'm in my barber chair from the neck up in Weymouth, Cheryl, if you're watching, she always likes the shout out. Ding ding. We need the little bell, the ding ding bell.
Oh, Cheryl. We got.
She likes to just cut right down here. So me and A. Davis and a few of the other unibrows.
Probably the first and only time we'll ever compare you to Anthony Davis on this show, but that's cool. I'm here for it.
If I said his first name, I would have called him Antonio Davis, which I have come before. So it's just
what are we talking? What are we talking about? Like 1990s Indiana Pacers, Antonio and Dale Davis.
That's what I grew up.
Me too. That's why I got it. Listen, I'm here for all your Jack Sigma and was it
Nate McMillan,
Chuck Person? Give me all Nate McMillan, all of them. So
Granville Waiters.
So the idea that I call it the Flacco effect because he wins the Super Bowl of San Francisco, absolutely should have won, but the Ravens win and then he gets his massive contract. He didn't take an extension in season. He bet on himself. Then he gets the massive deal, and slowly but surely the Ravens were then not able to afford a couple of guys here or there, key contributors, to get them back to the Super Bowl. They haven't been to a Super Bowl since. I know they've been to the playoffs, gave the Pats a hell of a ride in January 2015 in the divisional round, but they never went back. And the Chiefs, who weren't going to win just one, not two, not three, they were going to win 7 Super Bowls, they said. Seven. Well, guess what? You went to 2, you won 1, you pissed away another prime opportunity in January, and now their best playmaker is gone because for those who say the cap is crap, you're wrong. You can always futz with it, fudge it, and fuck around all you want that year, but the bill comes due eventually.
Yep. That's why they're a home signing. It's got starting. It caught up to them now. They redid all that money before to run it back last year, and now it caught up to them.
Yeah.
Or they just don't like Tyreek Hill anymore. Maybe
they just got sick and tired of his act, and after he demanded to be paid more than Devontae Adams, they were like, "Hey, cheetah fingers, peace." Yeah. Speaking of which, you said that you don't love Miami's quarterback. I want to talk about the threat the Dolphins may pose. But first, please allow me to share the biggest laugh I got out of all the 1,005 Tua Tagovailoa jokes that were made yesterday. This was a clip I saw on Barstool Sports' Twitter feed. This was, I think the copy was, Tyreek Hill is open downfield. Tua steps back to pass. I'm sorry. I know no New England Patriot fan right now currently watching wearing their Tebow throwback jersey will stand for that slander. But I swear, that was the joke, and that was the running theme. Fourier was all over it yesterday on the radio. Rookie coach plus mediocre quarterback, no matter how great your assets, your weaponry, or the outside speed are, equals a decent team. To which I say they barely missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. McDaniel can't eat or carry Brian Flores' lunch as a head coach, I don't believe. But he's a pretty great young offensive mind. Mm-hmm. They got Mostert and Chase Edmonds now to add to Gesicki, Devontae Parker. The receiver I wanted, Cedric Wilson, who I think is excellent. And now you got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, who are basically carbon copies of each other. Friggin' fast facsimiles on the outside. They are going to be running every screen, bubble screen, jet sweep, receiver handoff. This is the Need for Speed Team USA 2022. I don't know how the Patriots or other teams are going to handle that. All Tua's going to do is throw it 5 freaking yards and let these guys take over.
Well, I can honestly say that I do throw like an NFL quarterback because that video clip is how I throw a football, right? Duck, wah, wah, and over itself. I can throw a football just like that video clip that we saw being thrown. I didn't like Tua last year. Flores didn't obviously like Tua either, and that's what the bigger the gripe was, or at least that's what we were told. I don't know what they're going to do. I think they're going to realize very quickly that you can game plan for Tua, and I don't care about your offensive weapons. It still starts with your quarterback, and defensively they're okay. So it's not like they have this great defense and they can just kind of throw the ball 12 or 13 times. I just think Miami's missing the boat. They're loaded, and they should have went out and maybe they go get Baker Mayfield, right? Or did he just
would Baker Mayfield represent an upgrade to you over Tua?
Yeah, because he throws the ball downfield. He's a slinger. He is a slinger, and he's a slinger. I even think the offense that he had in Cleveland isn't really to his suiting because there's too many underneath crossing routes, and to me, Baker Mayfield is more of a chuck it guy. Like
I
Joe
love-
Flacco was.
I
You know?
loved Mayfield at college. I thought he was the balls at Oklahoma. As a matter of fact, let's go back to 2018. Do you remember that there were reports after they'd moved on from Garoppolo and Maker Playfield is coming out of college?
They were trying to move up in the draft.
And they maybe wanted to move up in the draft because they thought 18 would be Brady's last season. Turns out it's 2 seasons later, and they were going to go get Baker Mayfield. That would have been bananas. I like him. I still think he hasn't found his form, and Cleveland completely did him dirty, and he was all kinds of banged up last season when he tried to play through and shouldn't have. And now they dumped him, and they brought in, speaking of POSs, as people have been calling in the comment section, Tyreek Hill, they bring in Deshaun Watson, and I'll just say good luck with that. Enjoy Cleveland.
He is an upgrade. I mean, Deshaun Watson is
talent-wise, he's an upgrade for sure.
Right.
Yes, but
you just think he's going to have problems getting on the field. You think with the
he's going to get suspended 4-6 games, whatever. It's just I've seen so many.
But why?
People,
Why do you think that though? Because 100%, to me,
but Goodell is going to use the conduct detrimental to the league.
But don't you think they sat him out? He had to sit out anyways. That's like time served.
Choice. That was Houston's choice. I don't think
I don't know.
Time served.
I don't know. I think it's. I mean, the way I look at it is, he wasn't found. The criminal investigation, they said he was not guilty. I am under the belief, the way that I look at it, that this guy was back and forth messaging these massage therapists that portray themselves as massage therapists, okay? And they knew what they were getting involved with by flying into town, meeting him at his house or a hotel room, okay? He was basically soliciting prostitutes, okay? So
or companionship or
whatever,
I don't
okay?
You've
it's
got
not
money.
like,
what are you doing? That's so freaking creepy.
So on one side of it, Fitzy, how can the league come in and say, you know what? These 22 girls that I believe something definitely happened, right? It's a money grab because Rusty Harden is probably saying to them, listen, this is never even going to go to a trial. We can get him committed in criminal, and it's going to make he's going to settle out of court, and it's going to be all over. That's because usually that's what's going to happen in a civil standpoint. So these massage therapists, I would probably say that they do maybe they dance, maybe they do other things for money. They don't really care about their name being dragged into a mud. If they're flying across country to meet an athlete, they're looking at it with dollar signs in their mind. So getting back to the whole Goodell thing, if Goodell looks at Deshaun Watson, and he may have already, goes, hey, what's the real story? And go, here are the messages I have on Instagram from these girls that communicate with me. They say, wink, wink, I'll give you a massage, take care of you the whole way, whatever it might be, right? Goodell's going to look at that and go, how can he suspend him for something that ends up being consensual? Because it's not like Deshaun Watson went somewhere in a non-consensual situation and showed up, okay? And they were like, hey, what are you doing here? You were not supposed to be here. You didn't do anything to me. That, to me, would be something that the league could get involved. Because I am certain that most professional and non-professional athletes, okay, do a lot of things consensually. It doesn't mean we should get suspended for it, and there's nothing that he should do. It's like before weed was legal, right? People smoke marijuana,
and then would end up getting suspended for it, which sucks. But at the same time, the rules are the rules, and I don't know what happened, and I don't know why the man felt the need to do that much DM sliding when you're obviously you're a celebrity, you're a man of stature and prominence. I don't know what his interests, what his predilections, or what his fancies are. All I know is it just felt a little creepy to me when it was the whole like, oh, should the Patriots trade for him? Like, no. I don't want to see the Pats get involved in that. I like a quarterback. I'm all about the MAC division. I'm cool with the kid developing.
Either way, I'm on the side of it. I don't think he's going to get suspended. If it is, it's going to be maybe for 1 or 2 games, and that's it. Just to say whatever.
What did we bet last week? I already owe you one dinner for Denver. Oh, I bet that Denver would go over this year's win total of 10.5. I already owe you a steak dinner for last year. Denver not winning more than 8.
Oh, so you want to now go to the civil the
all right. So now we're going to be complete leches, and now I'm going to bet you a bar pizza on the over under is 3.5 games.
I don't want a bar pizza. I want a Mac Division shirt. That's what I want.
Okay, and if not, then I get a Swing Juice shirt.
Your choice.
All right, we'll bet merch. All right, we'll do a merch bet. Okay,
merch.
3.5. I say he gets 4 to 6.
Okay, so he can get suspended, and as long as it's under 4, I win.
Yep.
Oh, I love that bet. Let's bet more. Let's do a Mac Division and a Davio's dinner.
Shit, damn son. Yeah. We'll start with the merch. All right, I can't keep writing checks. My ass can't cash. The AFC, so Deshaun goes over there. Now you got Tyreek Hill in Miami. Buffalo just signed Jamison Crowder. They got Von Miller. They got O.J. Howard.
Isaiah McKenzie's still there too?
Yes, he is, and he was re-signed as a matter of fact. Buffalo's
Yeah.
going to be an absolute wagon. The Jets are having a good offseason by all accounts, and they've got a shitload of draft picks. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Sorry, eventually some of those are going to pan out. If they only hit on 50% of them, that means they're still going to be adding a couple of quality players to their team. Whereas the Patriots, listen, I get it. No one believes in Bill more than I. I've got all the Foxboro faith. I'm sure he's got one, if not many things up his complete lack of sleeves. But, I mean, like the Patriots lost out on this guy, Ryan Bates, which was a guard that they hosted and they were interested in maybe having on an RFA tender. He just signed with Chicago. There's a lot of reporting on, they were in on this guy. They were lowballing on that guy. There's obviously players Belichick believes will be good fits for the team in the immediate and the long term. But it's almost like they don't want to mortgage away any future because we both don't believe cap is crap. And they signed a lot of checks last season they're still paying for. So this is play with the guys you got and the girls you brought to the dance this season. Hopefully have a good draft. Watch everyone else go ape shit. Devontae to Vegas. J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack out with the Chargers. I still think Denver wins the AFC West. Now you got Matty Ice in Indianapolis. That's an immediate upgrade for the Colts over the
Colts actually
over the Wentworth Institute of Interceptions. Good Christ!
So as you know, I do like to make some seasonal bets.
Is this your new $20K on the Cardinals?
I have to look. I'm wondering what that Colts number is going to be, because to me, I thought that they were one of the best teams. But Carson Wentz just brought them down to another level.
And the Commanders paid 3 picks for him.
I don't understand. I don't understand that. To me, the Skins lost me money last year. But I think the Colts, if you were to look at the value prop that you can get from a team not a favorite, I think the Colts are going to be a really good bet to win the AFC and the Super Bowl.
Real?
Yeah, I like their whole team, and when you put Matt Ryan back there, I kind of look at it like the Kurt Warner go to Arizona late in his career, and Atlanta's trash. I mean, Matt Ryan has
garbage. Mariota reunites with his old offensive coordinator. They'll be like. They'll be the definite. They'll be like, well, I tell you what, Jim. There's no more competitive 4-13 team in the NFL than the ATL Falcons, who, by the way, also got played after Deshaun Watson slid into their DMs and took the cheese on Key to the City, Let's Come Home. All these players were looking like he was talking to the receiver who went from Chicago out to the Rams. Used to play with Jacksonville. Allen Robinson, like a bunch of them were all going to super team it to Atlanta. And then Cleveland stepped up and they were like, how would you like $250 million guaranteed? By the way, J-Time says Jamison Crowder signing with Buffalo makes me a sad panda.
I agree.
Just like
I haven't had time to
just like Dakota. I know. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I hate to bust you over the head with that and break that news. Whereas BJ Patton, who has the name, who's also watching right now on YouTube Live, has the name of either a porn star or a 70s daredevil. I'm a Pats lifer, but I have a feeling it's going to be below 500 this season.
I think it could go either way. I don't know. I just have the feeling that Belichick, I'm just a trust in Bill guy. I really am. I'm sorry. The guy has an effing proven track record, okay? And I have to give him that. It's like a CEO of a company moving to somewhere else, and if he's done it somewhere else, you have to trust that guy knows how to build a winning team. He took a team last year with a rookie quarterback, and what we found was a lot of misfits still put together and a lot of bad turnovers, and they were still a kick away from beating Tampa, a fumble away from beating Dallas, and I think there was another game.
A fumble away from beating Miami in the first game, too.
So to me, what Belichick did last year was phenomenal because the expectations, people said the same thing. Oh, they're only going to win 6 games. They're going to win 7 games. He won 10 games. Now, granted, he fell apart at the end, but I think that's what's going to happen with ebb and flows with a rookie quarterback. And if Mac Jones, if they fix their slot position, they shore up their offensive line, they find some speed at inside linebacker, the team's going to be fine. They'll win 10 or 11 games, despite having all this increased competition.
Funny you say that because Uzi978 watching on YouTube Live now. Mac just needs to improve his arm strength. His passes to the sideline at the end of the season were so weak. He got baited into some throws that turned into picks, like with Darius Butler in the Colts game, like with, I think, the best cornerback in football, Xavier Howard in Miami. Brian Flores absolutely lured him right into that trap in the finale of back in January. If Mac improves a little arm strength, I think he'll be better. If you literally get anything out of Aguilar and Jonnu Smith, I mean anything.
The Jonnu Smith, we talked about it. They need to run
Janu, as you call it.
Janu. That's why we need these clips, Fitzy. Okay, we need our cracks production team to start having these clips. But if they run more play action, that's where Janu, will be able to perform because that's what his offense was in Tennessee when he was successful. And when they signed him, we were like, oh my God, they got the next best tight end here because of what he did after the catch. But when you don't run play action, that's a problem. Like
he's
that's
a play
his
action and
wheelhouse.
RPO machine. That's what he does.
So you have to put your players in a position to succeed, and they didn't have the offense last year.
If you get Aguilar and Jonnu Smith to make any contributions, to me, it's like getting 2 brand new players because they did squatola last season on the whole, aside from Aguilar catching Mac's first touchdown pass and Jonnu Smith being a human sieve who was more interested in giving the ball to the other team. Patrick Jordan says they're not winning 10 games this season because Mac's arm is weak, the extra week for emphasis, whereas Scott D. Felice says Mac needs to go work with Tom House, the throwing 100%. Guru. Couldn't agree more.
Didn't Tom Curran? Did you see the Tom Curran?
I listen to the podcast all the time.
So for you guys that are watching right now, Tom Curran was on Boston's NBC Sports Boston for a half hour, one of the half-hour shows, and he had Tom House on
the Patriots Talk podcast. It's great,
and they talked about how quarterbacks you can add arm strength. So all these particular people that saying his arm strength isn't this, they said the same thing about Tom Brady that rookie year. He can't throw more than 5 or 10 yards. Now, I'm not going to compare Mac Jones to Tom Brady, but I expect Mac Jones.
That usually ends well, by the way. Take it from someone on the radio in Boston. That always ends well.
I know. So that's why I had to couch it when I said that, right? He's comparing Mac Jones to Tom Brady. Anyways, I am positive based upon the professionals that are in the space, like Tom House, that they'll be able to improve Mac Jones's arm strength. And that's all. And I'm happy with it. So it's not a question mark to me. It'll improve because quarterbacks improve their arm strength over the years if you work on it. The only way it doesn't improve if Mac Jones says, I'm too lazy and I don't want to work on it, which we know is not the case.
Or I'm too busy taking vacations with my
Sophia?
Sophie Scott, with lovely Sophie Scott. I know.
What's she doing today on Instagram?
I love the overreaction of Pat's social media when the arms race is going off in the AFC. Patriots aren't able to sign the guys that the fans want. Obviously, Bill's lost his mind. Mac's on vacation with Sophie in Mexico, and people are like, he should be training. He should be trying to get stronger. What's he doing? Why isn't he trying to make me happier, even though football is 6 months away? Like, everybody, please, RELAX. There's plenty of time till the season. Speaking of which, LKOZ watching on YouTube Live. Dakota, what's the furthest you guys think the Pats can go under the best of circumstances this season with a tougher schedule?
The best. I'm hoping they can win one playoff game. That's about the best. That's their ceiling.
All right. So the ceiling is win a playoff game.
Yeah.
The floor is.
The floor. I
What?
think
The floor what?
I think they win 9 games as the floor.
Yeah, I think
I think they get to 9-8. Belichick, another year of Mac
That's what I
Jones.
got.
I think the floor is 9 games. I mean, does that mean they only 8? Maybe, but that's 1 game away. I think it's a tight channel between 8 and 10. I can't see them, not winning 8 or more, but they can't win, I don't think, more than 11.
All right, here's our most honk take. Bill Cooper watching on YouTube Live the Super Bowl. Of course, why not?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I
mean, but
don't
hey,
know.
if the Celtics can get to the NBA Finals this year, then the Patriots could get to the Super Bowl, because what the Celtics are doing are phenomenal.
Oh my God! Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw this. This made the rounds on social media this week, and the guy was at the game last night.
My worst take in NBA history.
No, save that for the other side. We got a couple minutes left. Save your worst take in NBA history for after I show you guys this video. By the way, the Celtics have won their last 3 games against teams that likely could make it to the Western Conference Finals, or that they could see in the playoffs by a combined 70 points. They're not just on fire. They are dismantling teams.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum is Neo in the Matrix, seeing through everything hot right now. Every player has a role. They all know what Jaylen Brown is comfortable and healthy. Marcus Smart, the best he's ever played.
Yeah.
Robert
Williams. I mean, that key is Robert Williams.
I think he's the key too. If you had to pick one guy not named Jason Tatum, who's invaluable to this team, I'd put it Time Lord over Smart, and then probably Jaylen Brown. But take a look at this. Give me a from I'd wear that to go home, you're drunk. What do you think about this? This was on the Celtics broadcast on NBC Sports Boston last night.
Select a designated driver to get us home safely. The Celtics and Chick-fil-A, Greater Boston area in New Hampshire, have partnered up for the threes that beat.
So what do you Dakota from Braintree?
Yeah. So it's probably a henna tattoo. Okay. If it
was it's real. Like he had the
How do you know? How do you know? You can have a henna tattoo a tattoo that's removable. Like
no, of course they are. They wash off after a couple weeks. That's the real deal. Like there are photos online of right after he had it done with like red outline. Like that's the real deal. Holyfield.
Real deal? Why not? I mean, the good thing for that guy is it would say 2022, right?
Yep.
So all he has to do is just make the 2 into a 3 for next year, and then a 4. He only has to erase one number each time, and he can do that every year. So it's not a huge jump to put the 2022 NBA championship, because he can mess with one digit every year in the year 2020 something.
Let's first reaction. BC in the Matrix. Holy smokes. Marcus Smart, and here's what I expected. Which one's this one? That fan is cooked. And Pat McSweeney, regular here in the program. That dummy is going to jinx him. Come on, it's not going to jinx him. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone needs to go out and get one of those tattoos, hoping that a little bit of ink and space that they rent out in their body helps convince. That has zero to do with anything. But like. That kid Spike King, the kid Brian, the one who got the Patriots Super Bowl 53 champs, and then it worked out for him. The Super Bowl 54 tat, not so much. I don't think this is a cry for attention, as young kids doing. I mean, come on, you were in your 20s and did dumb shit before, right? Come on, hell, we're almost in our 50s and we're doing dumb shit now.
I do dumb shit every day, but I still have any markings on my body. I am tattooless. Really?
Zero.
Maybe it's something in the Braintree water. Was it something in Braintree that we weren't
never had any interest? But also, don't forget, during the years where we could get tattoos, growing up in the South Shore,
you had to go to Rhode Island.
That's were illegal, so you had to go to Rhode Island or New Hampshire.
That's correct.
And I wasn't buying handles of booze, and I wasn't picking up fireworks, nor was I placing any bets at that time because I was such a goody two-shoes. So who's going to, what am I going to do, decide to start getting inked up in my 30s? No.
So we were always taught, be careful of the needles, right? Needles, and that was our fear. Like we were going to go to some place and they were going to reuse needles on other people on our tats. So I was always afraid. But speaking about fireworks, quick story time with Dakota. I remember the first time I got on the train from North Quincy and went into the North End to buy fireworks and had to walk down a couple of different alleys, right, with a buddy of mine. And now, granted, I'm 5'8", I'm 155, barely. Okay, so I'm not a very big guy. I'm the opposite of you, Fitzy. Okay.
Yeah.
where you're like 6'9", massive.
6'2".
Yeah. So to me and my buddy, we walked behind like Polcari's in the north end. We told where to go. We see some guy. He says, "You here for fireworks?" So he said, "Yeah." They go stand around the corner.
It's the most North End story that doesn't involve a sub or a cake already.
So the guy brings out 2 bags of fireworks. So all of a sudden, we always heard stories, right, that you go to the north end. And I think I was probably 14 at the time, right, when we go in there. So 14 on the train, going to the north end, not to what to expect. So we bought fireworks in north end. Soon as we made the corner out of these brownstones and onto like the main road so you could walk to the T at North Station, we look my head's on a swivel, okay?
Right.
I look behind me. Now I see we're starting to be followed by probably some kids that are like 17 to 19, right? And now they're getting closer. Once they were starting to get close enough, I'm like, these kids are coming after our fireworks. Me and my buddy booked it down North Station. We outran them. Thank God I had some fleet of foot. I remember not even paying for the toll to get into the train.
You jumped the toll?
Well, I probably went under, okay? Anyways, I got through without paying because I had no time. Exactly, because I'm small. And we get on the train, and we beat them there. So we're so happy now. We just escaped of getting mugged and our fireworks stolen. The best part of the story, we get back to North Quincy, get off the North Quincy T. I'm walking from North Quincy back to my hood in Montclair. After I take a left turn off of West Squantum Street, me and my buddy walking close. We're about 4 blocks from our house. A police cruiser pulls up next to us.
Oh my God! You were 4 freaking blocks from the house. You literally had the finish line.
They're like, "Hey guys, what do you got in the bag?" We're like, "Nothing." They're like, "You sure about that?" And I look and I can see
officer.
I can see the end of the bottle rockets that we bought sticking out of the bag. I'm like, oh my God. So we got all the way back to North Quincy, and the cops took our 2 big bags of fireworks that we almost got killed for in the north end.
You literally finished, like, all you had to do was go the final 4 blocks. How could you not bring a bag big enough not to have bottle rocket sticks sticking out of you?
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what to tell you.
God. That's a beautiful ending. That's the most perfect ending to that story. You avoided getting jumped. You hurdled the toll. You took the subway took the T all the way home after illegally purchasing fireworks in the north end. The only way to do it, to just have the cops pull up. Oh, that sucks. That's like when they take your beer, or like at TSA when they grab like your giant water bottle, or like a sandwich they think is too late, like something that you're going to go into the airplane with, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't." It's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to eat it? You're going to drink it? No, and you just watch them throw it away or dump it out, and you're like, no. God, that sucks. All right, dude, that'll wrap it. I think any final thoughts, wishes, wants, etc.? The AFC is on fire. Pat's got their work cut out for him. Miami's getting faster. Buffalo's getting bigger and badder. The Celtics can't be stopped. Hot Sox, but it's early. Trevor Story, love that pickup as well. And hey, a very Hampus Lindholm to you.
Yes, okay. We'll see how that goes, okay?
Yeah, I know. 8-year, geez, nice. Must be nice to get an 8-year deal before you even lace them up at the Garden, right?
Hey, it's not our money. Like
Again,
I said,
that's the new motto of the show. Hey, it's not our money.
It's not our money.
All right, you can follow Dakota at Dakota Happas. Of course, go to swingjuice.com for all your fun golf and baseball lifestyle apparel and so much more. Any promo codes or fun things coming up, Dakota?
No, well, you can use my personal Dakota 40 code if you want. It's 40% off, but don't tell anybody I told you.
Wait, hold on. What's Dakota 40? All right, here we go.
Dakota 40. You go to swingjuice.com. I have a personal friend and families code, Dakota 40. We got all our new custom polos in. We've got plenty of off-the-course stuff as well with T-shirts and hats and hoodies and everything.
Damn, right there. Oh, I screwed that up. Damn it.
Yeah. You tried.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna fix it right there so I can put it up one more time for everybody. All right, so that's Dakota 40. There it is. Wham.
Yep.
Dakota 40. If you go to swingjuice.com for the shirts, the quarter zips, the pullovers, and so much more. And of course, as always, your old pal at Fitzy GFY, aka the Smug Factor, for all you Dream Job fans out there. I'll be on WEEI tomorrow. Me and Fourier. So tomorrow's show is going to be completely unhinged. Make sure you call in, Dakota.
Well, I want to get the clip about the California beaches because I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. So I need to find that and back up my what Fourier was attacking me.
If you remember what time of day it was, I'll put you in touch with the producers. They can probably let you know that way because all the hours of the shows are available on the WEEI.
They should be online. I should be able to find it on.
They're all online.
Yeah, I'll find it. It was like 9. It was like 9:30. So I'll
from
find
this morning.
it.
Okay, yeah.
Yesterday morning. Yeah, I'll find
I'll be on tomorrow 2 to 6, Saturday from 1 to 4 with Andy Hart, and as always, fresh videos and content. A whole new batch of awesome NFL fan therapy videos just dropped on my YouTube channel as well. So check those out. Keep in touch. We'll be back next Thursday at noon. I think the nooner is going to stick for a while here.
Yeah,
for the
I like the noon. I'm in the middle of my work day. It's
right.
It's not like I'm not waiting to get a drink at Davio's or a bar. Hey, I see Snake Plissken in the background there. When did you add Snake?
Oh, Snake's always been with me. That's a custom piece from a friend in Houston. Knew someone who did like pieces of metal, and they did artwork. And she was like, "What would you like on there?" I was like, Can you do can your friend do Escape from New York? That's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Same here.
2 weeks later, call me Snake. Dude, literally, I'll end on this. People always like, Fitzy, you ever meet Brady? Wouldn't you love to meet Brady? Like, if I could sit down and I could have dinner and drinks with one celebrity, sports, movies, music, whatever. Kurt Russell, top of my list, number 1, hands down.
It's not a bad pick.
Who's yours?
What are your top 5 Kurt Russell movies?
Top 5 Kurt Russell movies. Number 1, Escape from New York. Number 2, The Thing. Number 3, Big Trouble in Little China. Number 4, probably Breakdown. And number 5, I don't know if I have a 5th favorite. I think it's just the rest. I mean, I celebrate the entire catalog.
Well, see, I don't know. I think I just poked a hole in your Kurt Russell, infatuation of Man Crush.
Why?
Well, because you only really from the heart said Escape from New York. So
I'm sorry. I wasn't going to go overboard, which a lot of people do, and I'm not going to say Captain Run because that's a piece of shit. But you don't turn it off whenever it's on TBS. The Best of Times, Reno Hightower with Robin Williams. That movie's phenomenal.
You know what? Can I be honest with you?
Our pal Stephen Tower watching in London. No love for Overboard. No, I love Overboard. And Mark Staples, come on. How about Captain Ron? Ooh, Les Ingalls, Backdraft. I like Backdraft. One goes, we all go.
Fitzy, the only movie that you have mentioned or anybody's mentioned here that I saw was Escape from New York.
That's it?
That's it. You know this because I'm the guy that hasn't seen that movie.
That's right. You're the guy that hasn't
Braveheart. I haven't seen Braveheart. I haven't seen all these good movies.
Oh my God! Please, everyone, do me a huge favor. Flood Dakota's Twitter mentions. Blast him at Dakota Happas. All the Kurt Russell movies he needs to see. All the other movies. Just keep asking him. We'll play Ask Dakota. Have you seen blank? And he's probably going to reply, no. I know I should have. Shame on me, etc. Heading into Oscar Sunday, and I'll leave you with this. If you need, listen,
I've seen Midnight Run like 30 times.
It's one of inarguably one of the 25 greatest movies made of all time. Oh, Jesus, Brett. I'm sorry. See, look, you put me on the spot without any preparation. Tombstone's in my top 5.
Yeah, see, there you go. See, I
you told him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me. Did you hear? Hell's coming with me. Oh, my God. What are you going to do? Go ahead, skin that smoke wagon. Yeah. You're just going to stand there and
We need to do
He's the greatest actor of all. He's the best.
We need to do 40 minutes on movie time. That's what we need to do. We need to do a movie time show.
Tell you what, next week on the Sports Drop, we'll work in Fitzy and Dakota's movie Rex of the Week. I'll start tonight, and I'll leave it at that because it's nominated for Best Picture, and I doubt anyone here in the comments has seen it. Jimmy Jensen, great movie as well, The Hateful Eight. A 70mm BJ from Sam Jackson on screen in the Tarantino.
Wait, BJ and the Bear? Was he on BJ and the Bear? Was that Kurt Russell?
No. You'll have to see it. You'll have to see it to understand.
This guy said, David says Braveheart's on Netflix until the end of the month. See, here's the problem.
There you go.
If I go watch Braveheart now, I can't say that I've never saw it.
Stop! Get off that! Stop it! It could be. If I watch Braveheart now, then I can't keep saying, you know what? That is good. Congratulations to you. We don't even have to take a vote. You have the worst take of the week, probably the worst fucking take of the year so far.
No, my trade Jason Tatum take is going down in flames right now.
That is aging like Brie in the sun. That is aging like a diaper in the trunk. Jesus.
That's okay. I get the rewards from it on both ends. If I was right, I can say C, and honestly, if I'm wrong, they win a championship.
You're right. How have you not seen Braveheart?
This is my point.
Every man dies.
Wait a minute,
not every man really lives, including Dakota.
So is that Scott DeFelice, the ex-catcher from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays?
I'm sure it is. I'm sure we've got a bunch of ex-major leaguers.
Well, I think he's a U-Low project, if I remember. I think, or is that Mike LaValliere? I don't know. I think DeFelice was a local catcher, but
all I know is I got a shout out last week during the Red Sox spring training broadcast from Kevin Youkilis, who apparently is a fan, watches the videos, and loves NFL fan therapy. So thank you, Uke, for that. I should have had that video to share with you guys, but it's on my Twitter feed. All right, so next week, we'll be back with the Sports Drop Thursday at noon, all across the Fitzy GFY socials, and we'll be taking your nominations for Fitzy and Dakota's movie wreck of the week. Bomb out his Twitter mentions, shaming him for not having seen Braveheart and a bunch of other movies every man needs to see in this life to have really lived. And my wreck this week, speaking of Dakota, see Coda, the movie about the girl that can sing, that comes from the deaf family, children of deaf adults. Awesome. Nominated for Best Picture. It's on Apple Plus. Phenomenal movie.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right. All right, go to your corner of shame, having not seen any of the movies you should have. For your old pal Fitzy, that's Steve Dakota Happas. Thanks for swinging by the Sports Drop. We will talk to you guys next week. Cheetah fingers.
Bye, guys.